I'm Melissa Miller. I work at Bremen Public Schools. I've been here for 19 years. I started as the level 1 technician here at Bremen. Then I moved to level 2, and finally I've been the tech director for 7 years. I have been in education my entire career. I started off even in college. I worked for my college in the ID department, and I just moved here. I have a degree in teaching, computer science, math, and I have a master's as well. My team consists of 5 people, including me. We have a level 1, a level 2, a network engineer, and a data person that we just added this summer. We're fairly small, and we really do rely on FileWave a lot. We've been using it for, I believe, 11 years now. We are one-to-one. We've been one-to-one for 11 years. We in that time we have used Macs, Chromebooks, iPads, Windows devices, Android devices, pretty much anything we have used. Currently, we use FileWave for our Macs, our PCs, and our iPads mostly. It's mostly iPads more than anything else, but we do use it for the other two quite a bit. When we started one-to-one, we went to several schools, seeing what everybody had, and there was basically everybody's like, you have to get an MDM. And living in Indiana, most people use FileWave because they actually have a place here in Indiana. So that was kind of what everybody was using. So we investigated a few others, but we found that we liked FileWave the best. So we've had FileWave since the beginning of our one-to-one. I've never used another MDM, to tell you the truth, because FileWave has done what we need it to do. In all these 11 years, I haven't had anything I couldn't figure out without FileWave. It's always been able to do whatever we've needed to do. So yeah, our journey started from day one, just listening to other people, and we've never looked back. So for us with FileWave, especially when it comes to our iPads and I'd say our Windows devices, we have a handful of Macs still, but those are our 2 main devices. We can just pull something out of the box, and we've got pretty much started with, for example, with iPads, we literally use my Apple's DEP, and all I had to do is assign something in a FileWave, and I log in as a student, and everything just pushes down, and I'm done. That's it. And when it comes to Microsoft, we use Intunes. Well, I use Intunes for a lot of things, but I also have FileWave pushing down as soon as somebody signs in, and it takes care of a lot of the little stuff that Intunes sometimes is takes a little too much time or is a little too complicated for. FileWave takes care of a lot of that little stuff that we just want it on there. We want it on there fast. We don't have to want to wait for their system to update every 8 hours. We can just see where it's at. And with the iPads too, it also helps us. We can lock down the devices real simply. If a kid says they lost it, we lock it down. If they lock the device out with their Apple device account, we can just say, hey, unlock this for us, and we can get it cleared up for them. We can also format it from anywhere. It just makes the process of the beginning of the year and for us, and especially in education, the summer a lot simpler. We don't have to, we might have to touch everything, but we don't have to do much with it. We basically log in, then we just kind of put them to the side and they do their own thing. And it makes it so much simpler than having to manually install everything and figure everything out manually. It's just, I created something, they log in, and it's the same for everybody. And I can make it different also for, like, I have some staff iPads, they get some different things. So with FileWave, the best part for the end user is they don't have to think about anything. We literally just do everything from our office. For example, if they need a profile, we need a new Wi-Fi, for example, I'm going to add a different network. I literally create a profile, I push it down to everybody, give it, it depends, for iPads, it usually takes a day. So I usually give it a day, and then that's all set up, and I don't have to worry about it at all. They have teachers ask for a new app for an iPad. They send me the information. I go to the Apple site, download it, get ready, put it in FileWave, and then it pushes down automatically. There's not a lot for the end user to even think about other than when is my app going to come down. We also have the ability for like the handful of apps that maybe only 10 people use. We can use it. They have what FileWave has an app portal. The student or the staff member can just go to that portal, look for that app, and download specifically to their iPad. I don't have to push it down to everybody, but the end user still has the ability to get that app that only 10 kids use, perhaps. It just creates a lot of they don't have to think about it moments. It just happens. It's magic for them, basically. The kids are always astounded when their iPad just has everything that they want, and when they ask for something new, it comes up within the next day. So my experience with FileWave's customer support has been amazing. I mean, we've been there with them 11 years, and I literally cannot think of a one time where I've been upset or disappointed with the customer service. I put in a ticket, usually within half an hour at the very most, I'll hear back from them. Either they'll suggest that we go through a team viewer and we try to figure out what's going on with the server, depending what's going on, or they send me a an article that maybe I didn't find, because I usually look for articles, but sometimes you miss it. They might send me an article and then maybe add some more context for my specific needs. Or I even contact customer support for just an opinion on what other people are doing in FileWave for something like that. And they're always pretty good about giving me a couple options, or telling me that don't do this at all, this will not work well, type situation. So I have no complaints about the customer support. It's been excellent in all these years. If I didn't have FileWave, my job would be a lot harder. It would take me a lot longer to do things. I'd have a lot harder time keeping track of things and how things work. It just makes the job a lot more difficult. When Apple's having issues, one of the things is when like there's something going on with Apple's side or something like that, FileWave sometimes will come out with a fix before Apple. I've had that happen over the years, and I think that's amazing to have. I don't have to wait for Apple. FileWave sometimes will fix the issue temporarily until Apple does their part. So it's one of those things that's amazing to me. Over the years, I have met many, many of the FileWave's engineers, owner, trainers, because they have come to Indianapolis many times. I remember one year they did the 25th anniversary, and they had this really cool party. It wasn't really a party. It was also an event where we learned stuff and all this stuff. But I got to meet all these cool IT guys from around the world. I met the OtterBox guys. I never would have imagined I would have met somebody like that working in K-12 IT. But when they do that kind of stuff, you really get to know the team, and they really do go the step above because of that, and it makes a huge difference. And I don't know if it's because they're in Indiana. I've never talked to anybody outside of Indiana who's using it, but it's kind of just always felt a little special that, hey, we have this big tech company that's in Indiana, and we get to do all these cool things with them. And it's always been a lot of fun. So. I would recommend FileWave to my peers because, well, I think their customer support has been fantastic. And that's always a huge thing in K-12. I'm sure it is everywhere, but in K-12, if we can find a customer service that will actually help us, it's great. And they make your life a lot simpler when you're dealing with thousands and thousands of devices as well. So I love working with FileWave because it's intuitive and very easy to use. It's easy to train new staff on it as well. Like I've had new staff start. I spend 10 minutes with them usually, and they've got the basics down because it's so intuitive. They can usually figure out the rest. Some detail stuff they'll have to ask me about, but overall they've got it figured out.